Live. Are we live? Hello, guys. How you all doing? Hey, Sarah. Hey, Dom. How you doing?
Awesome.
I'm great.
Eurovision 2023 is getting closer. 2 days ago, we had like the handover ceremony, which was as exciting as F for me. And Dom, you watched it along with me, and we really enjoyed the handover ceremony.
Definitely. So exciting. So much to analyze. I love that,
Yeah, and then we got to see, of course, we got to see the brand, the slogan, the logo in action. And then today we got treated to some designs of the stage, so we know what the stage is going to look like in Liverpool. But before we talk about that, let's say hello to Simple Things. Hey, Simple Things. We've got Sarah O'Halloran in the house. How you doing? Rye Bailey, you think the stage looks amazing? We're going to show you the stage if you haven't seen it yet. And also, thank you for letting us know. Sarah, you've been watching The Voice.
Yeah, I've been watching, and I think it is a great choice. I'm very excited to see what the song is going to be like and what it's going to, how she's going to perform on the Eurovision stage. But I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, so breaking news. Thank you, Rye Bailey. You need to join Eurovoxx and break some of this news. So George has picked Junior Eurovision winner Iru Kechanov. Sarah O'Halloran is a big Iru fan. So there you go, Sarah O'Halloran. Another. And we've got Burak in the house. Hey, how you doing, Burak? So, guys, we're here to talk about the logo, the theme for Eurovision 2023 first. So they were revealed on, I think, Monday. They were revealed Tuesday? Monday, I think, when they were getting Liverpool ready for the handover show. And we have it here. United by Music is the slogan. This is the theme on a yellow background. I'm actually going to switch it to the blue. Personally, I prefer it on the blue background. So here we have another version. But Dom, I want to know, first of all, what do you think of the logo for 2023?
Okay, first of all, I'm very happy that Ukraine has won because like yellow and blue are literally my favorite colors. And you can so yellow is my first and blue is my second. So you can really tell by the logo that the flag definitely has an influence on it. Even though I have yellow as my favorite color, I kind of prefer the blue because maybe the yellow is a bit too dominant and too bright. I don't know, it's maybe too much even for me as a yellow lover. In general, I like the fact that they have included both flags because if you have some creativity, which I consider to have a bit, that the UK flag is also part of the logo, but not directly. I think the Ukrainian one is the dominant color and the dominant theme over here, which is good because they are the winner and they should have hosted it this year. Unfortunately, they can't. So I like the fact that they are in the dominant position, but the UK still has some influence in it. So in general, I like it, even though you must get used to it, though. In the beginning, I was a bit like, I'm not sure what to think about it. To be fully honest, it kind of looks like one of my students, I'm a primary school teacher, has designed the logo. A very good one, obviously. But still, it kind of looks like not too complicated, but maybe that's why it makes it so special. I don't know.
Do you know what I'm excited about? Just the merch, because the merch is going to be so bright this year. I can imagine like heart necklaces and all sorts of things in the shape of these hearts. So, guys in the live chat, we've got one. We've got two. I sound like an optician, but we'd love to know, do you prefer a yellow background or a blue background? One or two? Let us know in the comments also what you think about the logo. Sarah, how about you?
I don't think I'm quite used to it already. I think I have to see it a few more times to really get used to it. I do love the colors because over the past few years, we've had these dark, kind of dull colors. And now we have this very colorful and bright logo, which I love. And I'm also really excited about the merchandise. I think the merchandise is going to be very in your face, which I love. So yeah, it's like a different route they're taking with this new logo. And I like the way it's going, but I do think I need to get used to it a little bit more.
Yeah, I had to be honest. When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this isn't real, is it? This isn't real." But I mean, there's a really nice story behind the logo and the theme. So it's been designed jointly between a UK agency and a Ukrainian agency, so Super Union in the UK and Creative Studio Starlight Creative in Ukraine. And we obviously got to see it in action at the handover ceremony on Tuesday. Now, according to Eurovision.tv, so do go out and check out the website and you can get a full explanation of the logo and the theme. It's inspired by Ukrainian and UK flags. The colours used are designed to reflect the joy and diversity of the contest, which I love. And the colourful ECG, they're calling it, so an electrocardiogram, so what you have in the hospital when you go to have a check on your heart, produces a string of hearts, each one responsive to rhythm and sound, to illustrate the collective beating heart of all Eurovision contestants and viewers alike. And also what I think is a really nice link is the typeface. So United by Music is called Penny Lane, which, for those of you that might know the Beatles, Penny Lane was quite a famous Beatles song. And it's been used to, it's been inspired by Liverpudlian Liverpool street signs. So when you go onto a street, it's been inspired by the typeface that is used on Liverpool street signs, which I think is a really nice link to Liverpool as well. Have to be honest, I'm definitely a 2 in terms of the background. The yellow is a bit bright for me. I absolutely love this color blue as well. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think any of all shades of blue, this would be my favorite shade of blue. Have to be honest though, I can't quite see the link between the colors when it comes to the UK flag. Obviously red, white and blue, but in the logo we've got navy and pink. But I think, Sarah, you did have a bit of a theory. Was it you, Sarah, that had a bit of a theory for that, or Dom? I can't remember.
I think it was me.
Oh,
Like,
it was
I
you,
think
Dom.
it was Dom.
I think so. If you combine blue and red and together, it's purple. And then there's some white in the flag as well. And then if you add some white in it, you kind of get this pink color if you have some imagination left. So I would say there's some UK in it. Also, it's literally written down there, Eurovision Song Contest, United Kingdom. Maybe that's why it influences me. It also like reflects like Ukraine is the dominant one because it's within the heart, and usually like the winner is always in the heart, and Ukraine is the winner. But then it's written United Kingdom and Liverpool, so it's a very nice mixture of both. And then based on your story you have just told about like British and also Ukrainian designers have designed the logo together, it all makes sense. And I think they really go with this road like, okay, we're going to do it all together. Also, in terms of the host, I am pretty sure, which will be announced, but I'm very sure there will be at least one British and one Ukrainian one. And also, just overall, like the whole show, I think that's a very nice thing. One more thing I need to add, like with the heartbeat, I must say it kind of reminds me of 2011, Feel Your Heartbeat, which was in Düsseldorf in Germany. I mean, that like it's 12 years ago. So maybe they think everyone has forgotten this theme and they can reuse it. But of course, we as Eurovision nerds have recognized that immediately. But I like it, so they should do it more often.
Yeah, what I always remember from that contest was just before the songs were about to start on stage, you heard the boom, 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 boom.
I love that.
For me, that was so iconic. I wonder if we're going to get something similar when it comes to this year in May. But yeah, I have to say I'm a big fan. I love the bright colours because it feels like we haven't really got to see bright colours. I mean, the Rotterdam logo, do you remember with the kind of flag, was a combination of colours, but this is in your face bright. And for me, they've used the brand very cleverly. And I think we got to see that in the handover ceremony, the allocation draw on Tuesday. And visually, for me, it just looked really nice. And it feels really fresh in terms of Eurovision because we've never had this type of really, really bright branding. So for me, it kind of feels like a bit of a new era for Eurovision, if you can take that from a brand. But that's what it feels like to me. And Sarah, your thoughts on how it kind of all looked at the handover ceremony when we actually got to see it in action?
I think it looks nice. The colors are just standing out, and with movements and everything, I think it looks really nice. I'm very excited to see how it's going to look on TV when Eurovision is really happening, and how they're going to like put it in all the videos of all the contestants. I wonder if they're going to use it in like those videos. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I really like about this is the fact, from what we've seen this week, there is no doubt that this is Ukraine's contest. I think there was always a little bit of a risk, or maybe a bit of a concern from people, that it would be a UK contest featuring Ukraine. It's really not. It is Ukraine's party in the UK, and I have to give credit to the BBC and to the EBU, I think, for that approach, and how involved they're getting the Ukrainian broadcaster as well, even down to a jointly designed logo. I think is really nice. Guys, before we talk about the stage, because we've got information about the stage, we've got some images of the stage today. I'm just going to go to the live chat. Wow, so many of you in the live chat. Let us know if you prefer yellow. We've got Joanne Johnson in the house. Hello, Joanne. You're liking all the colours. Simple things. Nice to see you too, Sim. Always nice to see you. You think it's an amazing job by the BBC logo. Amazing stage as well. Wow, you seem really excited. I'm loving this. Caroline, you're saying the colours are good. You prefer the blue background. Simple things again. You prefer the blue background. Hey, Cosmic Summers, how you doing? Now you prefer the blue background, but Blue Zone prefers the bright yellow. You're glad the BBC dared to do something so different. Joanne, you're going with blue as well. Actually, both colours are okay now that you were there. Thank you very much, Caroline. Rye Bailey, you're loving the logo. Aidan, hello to you, Aidan. Harley Moran, you like the bright yellow background. What we have seen in some of the branding is pink featuring a lot as well. So I don't think we're just going to be going between the yellow and blue background. I think we will get quite a lot of pink in this is Eurovision as well. We've got Burak. So the last couple of years of graphic design trends go to flat designs. That's why you like this one. Really good point, actually, because it is a 3D design. You're just not sure about the colors. They're so bright, it makes them hard to read. That's a really good point. And I think when we're talking about kind of some neurodiverse people, the brightness of the colors may not be so accessible as previous logos, but I'm sure they have. I mean, the BBC does a lot of work on accessibility, so I'm sure they have considered that. We're talking about. We don't often get to talk about the Beatles when it comes to Eurovision Live, but your favourite Beatles songs are Taxman, How to Get Into You, How to Get You Into My Life, and Birthday. There you go. I was actually listening to the Beatles the other day just before the handover ceremony. It felt like I should do it. Yes, and I saw this as well. The pink is for the bucket hat. So of course, synonymous with KALUSH Orchestra's win, the pink bucket hat. I've got one myself.
Obviously.
Of course. And yeah, Holly Walker going with you, Dom. Red and white makes pink. We've got, hey, Stu, how you doing? Simple things again. Red and white makes pink. Hearts need some red or pink. Very true, Christy. Hearts are, of course, red or pink. Simple things. You think they're going to use the heartbeat again before the songs. Loving these comments about the logo. MZ, actually, we should talk about the slogan as well, because we haven't really spoken about it. You think it's boring, MZ. You get wanting to feature the word united, fitting the United Kingdom and having two host countries. Guys, your thoughts on the theme, United by Music?
It's a cliche, but then again, there must be a form of cliches in Eurovision. You can't have Eurovision without cliches. And I do think with the colors, they're very bright and they want to put the attention on doing things together and celebrating things instead of like all the awful things that are happening in Ukraine right now. So I think the slogan and the logo go really well together in that sense. Like, and yeah, United is in United Kingdom, but it's also a good feeling, right?
I don't even think
no, me neither. Now that I've read it, I'm like, yeah, well, that's true. But is there? You can get together, but yeah, United, it fits really well.
Yeah, but probably the most fitting word because, you know, Europe is united with Ukraine. What was nice about the handover ceremony is that we got to see some of the Ukrainian people that have had to move to the UK, take part in the ceremony, and it's the same all around Europe. You know, all countries in Europe have given refuge to Ukrainians who have had to flee Ukraine since the illegal invasion, since the war. But yeah, I get it. It sounds cliche, and it does. But then I'm trying to think of a Eurovision slogan that isn't really cliche or cheesy. Or Dom, your favorite ever Eurovision slogan? Hearts beat as one. You know, it's all
Yeah. Let me
sound of
think. Probably
music.
Feel Your Heartbeat, because it was kind of hilarious because Lena was saying it the whole time. I heart you and stuff. It was so quirky and so strange, and they actually used it. So that was pretty iconic, I think. I must say though, thinking about United by Music, it kind of looks like very like it could have happened for every year. It's very universal. I think, of course, this has a special meaning right now, but I can see pretty much every other country having as a host be with the slogan, and no one will complain, because if you just compare it to all the others, it kind of has the same message. If you have to summarize them, I would say. So I think the last one was like building bridges or celebrate diversity and stuff like that. So United by Music kind of makes sense and fits into the theme. And I like the comment someone was saying of like there's no political meaning in it, but in a way it is. But in a very nice way that no one can speak out like, oh, it's political. I mean, we really don't need that right now in the situation. And it's nice to see like something as neutral as possible by still making a point, I think. So I think that's a very good solution, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, and I think when you put United by Music in with the brand and the logo as well, it gives us a flavour of what type of contest we are going to have in May, I think. And it's not going to be, of course, there's going to be mention of what's been happening in Ukraine, but I think the contest is definitely going to be a celebration of coming together through music, and the fact that music does unite us, and it has done every year for 60 whatever years since Eurovision was founded. It just feels right. It's cliche, it's cheesy, but for me it feels right. Every year I'm just thinking, God, these poor people that have to come up with an idea for a slogan that basically does mean the same thing every year, just with like three or four different words. I saw I can't remember who it was. I think it was from Chris T, was just saying that the logo gives you psychedelic vibes. Now, if that's not a link to the Beatles, then I don't know what is. Maybe no, I won't say the designers were toying with LSD while they were designing the logo. Holly Walker, again, the slogan is so obvious it makes you wonder why it's never been used before. I had to think back. Has it been used before? But no, it hasn't.
Probably not, but like very similar in terms of the meaning, just using other words, but the meaning is like literally the same, I can imagine.
Yeah. But that's the thing, they're literally going to run out of words. It'll be the next one will be like United with Music, you know.
It's going to be so hard in 10 years to come up with a new slogan when everything is already used.
I know. Hello, is he Matt Gaga? I feel like I've not seen you for such a long time. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming back. Simple things. A lot of the slogans have been used. We are one. Come together. Join us.
See you.
Yeah. We've got Clavs in the house. How you doing? Aidan, thank you so much for joining us. We will definitely see you in the next live. Guys, if you are around later and you're watching Benidorm Fest, we will be back for the results and our reaction to the results of semi-final 2. And if you want to go back and watch our reaction to semi-final 1, then by all means, do go and do that. But guys, we did get some other exciting images today, and it was the stage design. I remember when someone sent it in our group chat, I was like, oh, is this the actual real one? Or is someone just, you know, you get a lot of Euro fans that kind of design what they would like the stage to look at. So I was looking at it thinking it was just, a fan design. But hell no, it's a real stage, guys. How exciting. Dom, your thoughts?
Impressive. I love it. And I want it right now. give it to me. I love it. It's just amazing because like blue is the dominant color, which makes sense here. It's very open. I love the fact that at least it looks like the green room is within the audience. They had that a few times already, and I love that. I think the first time they did it was in Azerbaijan, 2012. That was the first approach. Otherwise, it was in a separate room. And I really like it that they are, pun intended, united, like within the stage, and that they're part of it. And that looks phenomenal. Also, I love the fact that the stage gives the artists variety, and it's not too one-dimensional. So I'm sure, like, yes, so you have different angles you can use and different perspectives. And also you have the possibility to go within the crowd, like in the circle in the middle, which is always nice if you want to interact with the crowd, for example, or if you have something very, I don't know, maybe let's think about very like big staging in general. So if you want to do that, you have enough space for it. And it also gives the opportunity to have very different lights because there are dozens and thousands of lights and LED effects. We don't have this discussion about, oh, there's no LED like we had in 2018 with Portugal. I remember that there was a lot of discussion about it. So they have a lot of these. And in comparison to last year, we don't have light bridges, rainbow, black rainbow, whatever that was, which was kind of distracting because I remember that the reception from the artists were pretty negative about it because they had some concepts and they weren't able to transfer that on the big stage. And this one looks kind of like impressive, of course, but basic in the best possible way so that you can actually put your ideas into Eurovision and not just have them in your mind, but you can actually deliver them on stage, which is very important because there's so much thought and so much work behind everything. Like everything's planned, every camera angle, every single position, everything's planned. And I hope that it's better than last year that they can actually do every thought in this performance. And that's amazing.
You know what, Dom? If you ever decide you want to be a teacher, I think you can make a lot of money selling houses.
You think so?
I'm not even joking. Just listening to you talk through everything you can do and why this is fantastic. You would be a great house. You'd make a lot of money. Wow. I love how much you thought about this as well. Now, Sarah, obviously, Rotterdam had such an amazing stage as well. I remember being so impressed with that. How does this compare to Rotterdam, do you think?
I mean, can you really compare Eurovision stages?
The fans will.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Well, I think this stage, I think it's really nice. I like when things are round, like it gives you an inclusive feeling and you feel like a warm hug. And I read actually today that the design is based off the feeling of a hug. So Rotterdam was kind of like, was more square. And this is very round. So I think, I don't know, it's very hard for me to say something about Rotterdam because it's my hometown. So
It was an amazing stage.
It was an amazing stage and the lighting was very good. I just have to see it like in real on TV when Eurovision is happening, I think, to really compare it. But so far, I think I like this one a little bit better because it's more round.
Yeah, you like the shape of circles, probably.
yeah. And because of what I read, like it's based on the feeling of a hug, which you also go around someone, and I really like that people think about it that way. Like, okay, we're going to design a stage. Our slogan is united by music. So we have to design a stage in which the Eurovision fans feel united. So, okay, we're going to go for this hug feeling. We're going to make everything round. I think it's really nice that they think everything through, like to the T. It's really nice. Except for the screen. They didn't think the screen through.
Yeah, so I've heard some talk about the screen. People saying that it's very flat compared to the rounded edges of the rest of the stage, and I do get that looking at these images. And if you are seeing these images for the first time, you can actually go and watch a bit of a video of the stage, a bit of a 360, which will give you a better impression of how the stage will feel fill the arena and how it will look from the different camera angles. However, I do get why some people don't like the flat screen. They feel it should be curved, but I think as well that will lend very well to some of the TV performances that we will see. So the kind of staging that maybe doesn't look so good live in the arena, but will look better on TV. And I'm thinking, maybe some of the Sacha Jean-Baptiste type staging. I'm thinking, when we had Destiny in Rotterdam, when we had Luca Hani, which was in Tel Aviv, wasn't it, 2019? Yeah. Even kind of Benjamin Ingrosso in Lisbon. Well, no, hold on. Lisbon didn't have any LED screen, did they?
No, yeah.
But his staging was very kind of, he had the...
They just, like Germany and Sweden, I think, were the ones who just bought their own LEDs. Like literally.
That was so, I think it will lend well to some of those performances. But, until we're there, we don't know. I mean, the LED screen for me doesn't look like the best LED screen I've had. But, these are kind of CGI images. It may feel and look very different when it comes to being on stage. It's kind of got me excited about some of the staging that we might see. For me, the stage looks smaller than I was expecting. I don't know whether anyone else has picked up on that. And I quite like that because I think it will lend to some of the more, something a bit more intimate with the audience. Whether that will be felt on TV, I doubt it. But I think if you're in the arena, it may feel a bit more intimate. But it's hard to get an idea of kind of the size and... but Dom, you mentioned the green room. I love the green room and that all the artists will be there. And based on the branding as well, I think we're going to see lots of neon. And you guys know how much I love neon. And yeah, we're going to be seeing loads of pink and blue performances again this year, I think, aren't we?
I think so.
Yeah, expect them.
Let's go to the live chat and see what you guys are thinking of the stage. So, MZ, you think the flatness and the sidewalls make it look like a theatre or a cinema? Good point. Blue Zone, you're saying Liverpool Arena is relatively small, so a curved screen would take up space. It's one thing we haven't considered, actually, the space that they have to work with as well. I think generally it looks really big and grand, but the stage itself looks small, but I really get the point. About the screen. Burak, you're a huge fan of small stages. In your opinion, the artists are getting lost in big stages. What's the biggest stage that we've had at Eurovision?
I think 2009 in Moscow. That was massive. That was so huge. And everything was covered in LED. And I think it was like 2% of the LEDs in the whole world is just in this stage, something like that. It was crazy. And then in comparison, we had Malmo a few years later, and that was so small. So if we are talking about small stages, this is like the one, I think. Do you remember that? In 2013, it was so tiny.
Yeah, Azerbaijan was quite big, wasn't it? Baku was.
Everything's big in Azerbaijan. They literally built up a whole stadium for this contest within a year. So that was very big and by far the most expensive one ever.
ESC Matt Gargo, you're saying the stage is slick, you really like it. Giant Johnson, the stage is amazing. Simple Things, you love the stage. Mixture of 2011 and 2017. So I'm trying to picture 2017. Was that kind of triangular? That was Kyiv, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Ukraine.
It was like this kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like this halo, like a guitar pick, the shape of a guitar pick almost, like this halo of light.
And 2011 was...
it was the one with the heartbeat, with the plateau. That was also curved and very flat. So there were like a lot of different levels because at least it looked like it, that the stage is kind of on the same level as the audience. There wasn't a real big difference between it.
I was waiting for someone to say this. No, son. So hopefully nothing that's going to break down.
For me, it's still a black rainbow.
Burak, you're saying fans will be in front of the stage again. You think this is one of the best parts of the stage. Clavs, you're saying that the stage looks spacey. I did see a comment on Twitter or Facebook saying it looks like aliens are coming to kind of abduct whoever's on stage.
Yeah, like the light beam that goes up from the UFO.
Blue Zone, you're going even further back, 1998, actually. The 98. So I don't even know if you guys will have seen the 98 contest. You're much younger than me.
I saw it once, but not live because I was 3 at that time.
I'll rub it in. Let's have a look more comments. Yeah, MZ is saying 2017 was a spaceship floating above a small circular stage. One of the worst, do you think? Hey, Carl Edward. Baku was the most expensive one because they made a new arena and kicked out dozens of residents without giving them another home. And I remember there was an issue with the dogs as well that they had to evacuate from the area. And Carl, you're also saying you love they're finally going to add some depth. It reminds you of Poland and Ukraine's backing tape for 2021. You want something like that. Yeah, simple things, talking about 2013, 2015, small stages. Yeah, lots of comparisons to 2017 with the stage.
Which is great because it was in Ukraine and they tried to replicate it for UK. And remember, it's Ukraine again. It's amazing, I think.
Yeah, what I don't know is whether people from Ukraine have been involved in this stage design or not, like they have been with the logo, etc. Would be interesting to find out. And everyone's literally just coming on here to make me feel really, really.
You -1. Okay, I can't beat that.
Anyway, guys, if you are just joining us or this is your first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got lots coming up just tonight because we're coming back later on for the second semi-final of Benidorm Fest, Spain selection. So make sure you subscribe. If you are just joining us, we've been discussing the logo for Eurovision 2023 and the theme. So I'm going to put it on the blue background again. So this is the logo for 2023. The theme is United by Music, but we've also been treated to some pictures and a video of what the stage in Liverpool will be. And I think fair to say that the three of us are all very positive. We've had lots of positive feedback in the live chat as well. Guys, if you want to go and see the video, you can see it on the BBC, I think BBC Eurovision on their Twitter feed. So do go and watch the video, see the stage, kind of a bit of a 360 perspective. But if you're not joining us live, still comment underneath the video because we'd love to know what you think of the Logan, the Slogo, and the stage. And guys, can I just say one thing? Do you know what I've not done tonight?
Tell me.
I've not said the word Slogo.
Well, you just did.
You just did.
No, but I mean, I've done well. I've not done my words. Slogan and logo.
Well done.
Video
Here's your reward.
where I've got it right. But yeah, Sarah, Dom, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Guys in the live chat, thank you so much for chatting along with us. We always love engaging with you guys. And for those of you who haven't seen for a while, thank you for dropping in to say hello. But guys, until the next video, see ya.